Yo, it's your boy Direct. Right now you're watching Don't Quote Me. This is just a clip. But if you want to see the full episode, click on the link in the description and please like, comment, and subscribe. We dropping every single week. We bringing y'all more celebrity guests. We're going to have more funny moments. Rock with us.
There was a certain time when I felt like, okay, if you showcase these certain, because Grind Time's thing is they allowed everybody in. Everybody got a chance and you got the same airtime. And it used to be you put it on a YouTube channel, everybody go there. If you leave it on that main page, that shit's gonna hit 500,000. You literally could make an artist or break him. You could show his worst moment, his hard moment, his best moments. And I thought that what URL did better was just quality control. They would put the best battles and put the people in the best light and promote them better. At the time, I thought Grind Time was like, yo, you putting this nigga can't remember his rhymes. He fucking rhyming dumb words with each other. So you felt like when every time I battled, I felt like I had to like go out of my way to differentiate myself from them niggas, while at the same time not crossing over into. Like, I grew up listening to Beanie Siegel. You know what I'm saying? I saw the video you quoting his the best diss record of all time.
I agree.
Kiss die on a holiday. Okay, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I also had to lean away from the URL shit because my audience would be like, oh, he got gun bars. Oh, he said anything violent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you what type of person I am, bro. Like being from Grind Town, I used to tell out go to URL. You'll do way
He
better.
did used to tell me go to URL.
I was like, I'll call all them niggas
And that,
tell you to go to URL.
That's what he gets on me about because I just didn't believe him. I was like, I don't rap like them niggas. Them niggas rap, you know, like this. I saw the street battles, T-Rex and all that.
The conviction.
But I used to rap from a standpoint of like, I could fuck you up with my hands and I'm gonna crack these jokes. And if you get offended by the jokes, what you gonna do about it? That's how I used to write from that perspective. That's how I used to battle. We used to street battle, that's how I used to battle. So I'm gonna say whatever I got to say, and what you gonna do about it? You gonna stand there, you gonna take it, it's gonna be your turn, that's gonna be the end of it. So he used to say, oh, I'm telling you, they would feel you on URL. I thought it was too wide of a gap. Then there's certain battlers, Soulcon, Hollow, that would cross that gap and be able to switch audiences back and forth because their style was just able to do that. I didn't realize I had a style like that until he told me until way later. But then I got a call to perhaps the biggest name or the biggest example of a nigga who could cross back and forth, Pat Stay. Pat Stay basically hit me up and was quoting my lines to me. This was blowing my mind because at the time, you don't even know niggas is listening to you. You don't even know people's watching you in other countries and shit. And he was like, yo, when you said this, that, and the third, that was crazy. Why'd you stop battle rapping? And I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't even know you knew who I was. But then I told him the story. He's like, fuck all that. Just come back. And he was such the biggest example of a person who could cross over back and forth. I always looked at it and I was like, man, I probably could have did that. So a couple years before he passed, he hit me up on my, he sent me a video in my DM. It was just basically like at a bar and he was just spitting some shit that I wrote. He was spitting it back to me in the video. And then he was like, yo, that was crazy. Hit me up, man. You know, sometimes I just get the feeling to reach out to certain people and we haven't talked. We don't go back and forth all the time, but one of your rhymes just came to my head and I decided to hit you up. I hit him up like maybe the next day, like, yeah, here's my number, whatever. Never talked to him again. Then he passed away maybe 2 years after that. And I found that video. It made me feel bad because basically what I was saying in the beginning, I feel like I gave away the thing God blessed me with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like God blessed me with the ability to captivate a room. God blessed me with the personality to stand out in the crowd and shit. And I felt like, in hindsight, I felt like I gave it away. Then I started thinking about all the different times I met Pat Stay, all the different times we talked. I don't think I ever broke through that first layer of like, I'm a fan of you and you a fan of me. And I'm just amazed by that. Like, what's up, dog? Like, yeah, man, you know, I fuck with you. And that's it. I always feel bad that he passed before we could ever like make it a true friendship. Like to the point where, you know, like me and him got to a type friendship. I think it could have went there because he was such a kind-hearted, good person. But, you know, I was just doing my own thing. But yeah, Pat Stay, that story means a lot to me. And then, you know how it is, people go online with somebody pass and they want to say RIP to the nigga. And really, they just want you to know that they knew him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like self-promotion type shit. Me and him talk about that all the time. Like the real nigga in you kind of be like, I don't need to go online and show the whole world how me and this guy were friends. I don't want the attention to come on me type shit. Like I want people to honor his memory. But like I think a lot of people don't realize like Pat Stay, his life's mission was to like forego violence. He said when he was growing up, he used to fight all the time. He had to fight for everybody, and he didn't just want to do that. Like what it is to be a man, how you move in a crowd where people expect you to be aggressive or expect you to do these things, and how he wanted to just change that whole perspective of what being a man was, to the point where he got into the shit with what's the dude, Calico. He got into the shit with Calico, and he had his brother right there, and he's basically talking about it. He's like, yeah, you know, we could have moved something if we wanted to move something, but I don't want it to be about that. I don't want that to be attached to my name. He used to talk about how, you know, I want to set examples for my son. I don't want him doing all the same shit. And he's like, why do we got to be aggressive all the time? Why can't we just, we're living our dreams and doing what we want to do? Why we got to be aggressive? So for him to go out the way that he did is kind of disgusting to me, because that's the exact opposite of what he wanted to invite in his life. You know what I'm saying? So for him to have such a violent death is crazy. But yeah, me and him, we just had I felt like he was a better friend to me than I was to him. And so I feel a little fucked up about that now that he passed away. And I mean, that's how it always is. You get to reflecting on things never said and never did. But I feel like Pat Stay was a better friend to me than I was to him. And he never told me, but I guess he must have figured out a watch anyway. But he actually battled DNA, and he quoted one of my lines, and that's kind of like Disaster, the line we said earlier. Disaster actually used my line when he battled Swave Sever in New York. His Real Deal actually used one of my lines when he battled the Saurus, and they hit me up and let me know like, yo, I fuck with that. Can you mind if I use that? Oh yeah, go ahead. So Pat Stay never hit me up and talked to me about the line that he used. So I never saw that battle. I never saw him battle DNA till after he passed. And then I saw that part where he shouted me out, and I felt like the whole time he was trying to get me to come back to battle rap, or get me to come back and display my gift and all that and use what God gave me. So yeah, shout outs to Pat Stay. I don't know if he knew what kind of effect he would have on me or whatever, but I feel like he was trying his best to have a positive effect on me. And it's crazy that a stranger that from a whole nother country that just happens to be in the same realm that you are would go out their way to do all that.
Nah, but on some real shit, it's 6 degrees of separation, because like a lot of people don't notice, but like before Pat Stay even came into battle rap and started battling in Canada, you know what I'm saying? I knew about him and Hollahan because people in Canada told me about them. Like I went out the way to find Hollahan. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I went out the way to hunt down Pat Stay. So a lot of them
That's
dudes
why
was
he's
like,
direct.
how am I gonna make it to Rondo to battle? I made it my business to be like, nah, you have to go. If you can't get to the States, you have to go out there. So what I'm saying is like me and Pat had a lot of conversations about you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not what you think as far as like feeling like a fucked up friend or anything like that, because he wouldn't even carried it like that.
Nah, he
You know what
wouldn't
I'm
have.
saying? He was just inspired by you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
some of the performances you had, and he was just kicking back the love. That's the type of person he was.
And that's the type of person that Pat Stay was, right? If he fucked with you or he felt any type of positivity towards you, whether you was a bare stranger or not, he would go out his way to show you and display it. So what's crazy is Direct slept on my couch in 2009. I've known this man since forever, it feels like, right? When I first met him, we was at the lunch table at UCF, beating on the table freestyling. He walked up and said, yo, can I freestyle? I'm like, sure, nigga. I let the nigga freestyle. He started rapping about the solar system and all the planets and incorporated in the freestyle. To this day, I think he wrote it and shit.
No,
That was important back then. Niggas like, so what? He wrote it. But back then, if you freestyle, it had to be off the top of your head.
That's a fact.
This nigga was nice. Dead nice. The most open secret in battle rap is how nice Direct is at battle rap. Off the top, freestyling off the top of his head. So he's just he's that nigga, right? So he lives and breathes this battle rap shit. He went and found Pat Stay out of nowhere. He went and called Hollow the Dawn. Hollow the Dawn was on a train going somewhere else, about to probably commit a crime and go back to jail or some shit. And this nigga direct was like, "Hey, nigga, you need to come do this battle." You know what I'm saying? He brought Hollow the Dawn back in the game. Like, yo, to me, the parallels between him, my father went and got Manny Pacquiao. My father went and got a nigga in jail and made him champion. You know what I'm saying? My father protected all this shit. This nigga here, almost every name you can name, there's a story about how they had to come to direct and help. And some of your favorites came to direct to help write their shit. Like, how should I approach this battle? How should I do that? Director hit me up. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm in the Godfather they had consiglieres. You had the Godfather and you had the nigga that helped. That was me. He'd be on the phone like, yo, man. So should I do this? Should I do this? Yo, do this. All right, bet. So sometimes he was doing the deals right there in my kitchen or getting shit done right there in my kitchen or some shit. So many battle rappers owe this nigga so much and don't ever say a word. Don't ever speak a word of gratitude. And he's never going to ask for it. Cause I'm the type of nigga, I'll go grab my shit. I'll be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, and my nigga did this. Don't forget that. But he's not that type of guy. So I ain't gonna put it out there like that. But the type of guy that Pat Stay was, he gonna let you know. To me, he immortalized direct. I don't know about everybody else, but because I'm from the grind time side of things, certain battles are classics to me that may not be classics to the general public nowadays. So Pat Stay versus Hollihan, to me, you can't write the history of battle rap without that battle. And I believe that's the same battle. He goes on there and tells the story about how direct inadvertently created the written battle time period the way we got things now by watching Pat Stay. He was using that to big up himself, but he didn't have to mention direct. You know what I'm saying? Then I think he did it again on the URL stage.
At the Drake joint, yeah.
At the Drake joint. Mentioned my man in the Drake joint. That's how Pat Stay was. He was going, if he had love for you, he's going to put on for you.